What's up, and welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch review, and it is Eaglemoss Day, and again, we're going to do a blast to the past. That's right, after a new ship, we do a blast to the past. We're going to take a look at one of the first specials to grace the Eaglemoss collection, the Deep Space Nine Special Edition model. Now, there is an XL of this model currently out that I hope to be reviewing in the near future. We will see on that, more to follow. I will keep everybody posted, but until then, we do have this great model before us, and of course, being a special, it did come in a box, so we're going to take a quick look at the box. And up front and center, we have Deep Space Nine. It just says Deep Space Nine right across the bottom, as if you even needed to know. And then, of course, we have a nice top orthographic view of DS9, or is it the bottom? I don't know. And then, of course, we have all the StarTrek.com information, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. My favorite series, by the way, is Deep Space Nine is the best Trek, in my opinion. And then, of course, we have an orthographic view of the top or the bottom. Yeah, this is the bottom, this is the top. There we go. And then, of course, we have a side view of Deep Space Nine on the side. Wow, I kind of like how it's kind of, you can turtle around. You also see Deep Space Nine. Then, of course, we have the bottom of the box, and there you go. And the ship is already out of the box, so we're not going to be doing any unpacking, but there we have that. And, of course, let us move on to the next component of this review, which is the magazine. Getting the box off the table so we can take a look at the magazine. And of course, we have a nice 3D rendering of Deep Space Nine. I'll move Deep Space Nine off to the back, and we can take a look at the magazine. It is a space station constructed in 2351, a diameter of 1451.82 meters, and decks in numbering 98. Deep Space Nine special issue. Beautiful. Da 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 da. And of course, we have profile, key locations, design the station, filming the station, and on screen. No stand instructions because there is no stand. That's right. The XL does come with a stand, but this does not. Then of course we have the Bajoran system. Its original name is Terracnor, as it was constructed by the Cardassians. It is a joint Federation Bajoran space station. Diameter, we've already stated, an overall height of 969.26 meters. An onboard fusion generators power 3 Danube class runabouts on the USS Defiant as support craft, Type 10 phasers and Type 11 planetary defense arrays, photon torpedoes, and quantum torpedoes, and of course commanded by Benjamin Sisko and Kieran Reese. And then of course we have some nice shots of the central ring, and then of course we have a nice side view of the one of the docking ports, and then of course the bottom area, which I believe is the power center of the station. And of course we have a nice rendering of DS9 by the Bajoran wormhole, the only stable wormhole. Again, this series is great. If you don't like Deep Space Nine, I can't help you, because Deep Space Nine, I absolutely love it. The characters, the storylines, it's a great series. And of course, we got a ton of nice 3D renderings here. USS Defiant, the first one. Spoiler alert, docked at one of the lower rings. And of course, we have the central ring there, the promenade, the command ring, and then of course the promenade is so cool. Again, I absolutely love it. Or is this the promenade? I forget. We're not even gonna worry about it. And then of course he has some nice shots from the first couple seasons of Deep Space Nine. Again, just look at the wide array of characters here. Seriously, this is so cool. Visiting DS9. One thing I never got to do in retrospect is go to the Las Vegas The Experience and visit the Deep Space Nine Quarks bar. So if you did, let me know in the comments. Type in a comment. Tell me about your experience, because I was ultimately like too young at the time, and I never did go when I was old enough. So the Vegas always I'm a late bloomer when it comes to going to Las Vegas. So if you went, do me a favor, leave me a comment and let me know how about your experience. I want to hear about it. And then of course we have the docking ports. We have the USS Venture. This is of course being from the episode The Way of the Warrior. And then of course we have Defiant docking. Then we have the nice orthographic shots of Deep Space Nine, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, we have more Deep Space Nine, the sketches. We have yet another space station sketch, which you can see that this concept was kind of later used of the Yorktown space station we see in Star Trek Beyond. Deep Space Nine. And again, we see all kinds of concepts of what the space station could look like. A kind of a regular type concept. Got another concept here. And then, of course, you have the a 3D rendering here. And then, of course, a nice shot of Deep Space Nine filming the station. And there we go. And then, of course, we have a couple shots of Cisco and, oh, God, what was her name? Roll-Aaron. And then, of course, Deep Space Nine, of course. And there it is in a final orthographic bottom view of Deep Space Nine in the back. And there we go. So, since there is no stand, let's get a good look at the station. And the first thing you notice right when you pick this up, and I've forgotten about the weight of this thing, this is a pretty weighty model. I think this is almost all metal, at least the outer ring is, and of course that adds a ton of weight. The docking rings are plastic, but everything feels very sturdy. It feels very, very nice. You got the nice subtle gray colors. Looks really, really good. Feels premium. In fact, the gray almost has kind of a shimmer to it, especially when you go into the center. It has a really nice shimmer to it. You got all the, again, this is a solid, man. It's almost like you're getting a statue here with this one. It's really, really cool. Got the nice subtle reds that you see on the docking ports. This is a bright shade, or almost like a brown that we see on the upper pylons. Same thing on the lower pylons. And then, of course, you got nice tones of yellowish, kind of like a fool's gold kind of color. The little points here, gotta watch it. They are sharp. This whole model is just like stunning. Again, it feels like little docking ports. They're sharp, so watch it. It feels really substantial. Just a nice, good weight given like the skinny shape of this model. I can only imagine how the XL feels. Then, of course, on the internal pylons, you have the shades of red looking really good. Again, nice yellow, fool's goldish striping all around. Then you got the little portholes nicely embossed. Whole lot of embossed detail on this. Again, it's really, really cool. You can just like run your fingers over it and you just feel all the detail packed into this model given the lack of color. And again, you see every single docking port all around, all has little nozzles and whatnot. Looks really, really good. I really do like it. And then if we flip it upside down, so it's kind of looking like Terrac Nor, we can see all the habitat area, and you can see it's really done nice. Look at this. You got like nice white for all the rooms. So all the rooms are done in a nice white. It's like just a little subtle detail you have. And again, the station's sitting like this, so you almost never see this. Then, of course, you have the nice red around the power ring right here. You even have some on the bottom cone just like that. All these nice support pylons have like these gears that are extruded out. Looks really, really good. And again, more window detail through here. It's kind of hard to see with the hue of the light and whatnot, and the hue of the gray, but again, just really, really cool. And again, you got like all these platforms on it. Lots again, I can't stress enough, there's a lot of little molded details. So you could spend hours with this model and just find all these nice details. It just looks really, really good, and especially being as devoid of color as it is. I mean, you got a really good weight and you got a lot of nice subtle coloring and subtle details that, again, you could just, especially a Deep Space Nine fan, you could gloat over for hours with this, and it's just really, really cool. And for a couple quick comparisons, we got it with, of course, the Defiant, which I guess you can kind of make it docking aboard. Definitely not to scale. The Defiant is significantly smaller than Deep Space Nine, but again, they got that same. Actually, I really like how the slim profile of the Defiant, we will be reviewing this, by the way, lines up right along with Deep Space Nine. That looks really, really good. So again, not really a ship, so kind of hard. Deep Space Nine isn't really a ship, excuse me, so kind of hard to stage a comparison, but there you go. And of course, since to get a sense of scale with at least the standard model, we compared to the XL Enterprise D, and you can see, I mean, this is, even for a special, this is a pretty substantial model. I mean, the actual docking ring is bigger, or right on par with the saucer section of the D. So again, and let me kind of set these down and get these resituated here so you can kind of see what they look like side by side. So again, I mean, even for a special edition, this is really big. So I can only imagine that the there's a reason that the XL comes with the stand, because this is probably similar to the Cerato's effing huge. So there you go for that comparison right there. Finger got locked in the central ring. So let's summarize, and there we have it for the Eaglemoss Hero Collector official Starships Collection Special Edition Deep Space Nine Space Station. And yeah, definitely another tale of an oldie but a goodie here, being one of Eaglemoss's first specials, and definitely my only space station. But this is definitely worth it. I mean, this model feels really substantial. Like, even for the slim profile of Deep Space Nine, I mean, Deep Space Nine feels like a really bare bones kind of profile, and they just packed it in with nice heavy metal. It's got a nice shimmer to it. I mean, a lot of nice subtle colors, tons of detail all over. I mean, again, like I stated when I was going over this, you could find tons of detail. You could spend hours with this model and just absolutely enjoy it. I mean, for a model of this size, you're getting quite a lot for your money. I think this thing retailed for about $45 when it came out. It's going for about $50 now on Master Replicas. It's actually sold out, which for good reason. It's still a very good model, but definitely I can only imagine what the XL would hold, and hopefully I can get my hands on that and do a review and kind of a comparison between that. But until then, if this is what you can get your hands on, definitely you have no reason to be upset. This is still a very good model, and there's a reason why people are still hunting for it. And that being said, that is going to conclude this review. So if you want your own Deep Space Nine, you'll have to check out eBay. Unfortunately, I do believe this is out of stock on Master Replicas. I have not seen it on realmerch.com. That being said, feel free to check it out. I wouldn't overpay for it, but definitely if you can spare a few more bucks for it, definitely get it and add it to your collection, or just wait for the XL, which will be coming out on Real Merch. At least they state it's going to be coming out in one of their drops in the next month. And that being said, if you found this review fun and helpful, consider giving me a like down below. That totally helps me out. And consider subscribing to the channel. I have about 40 to 50 Eaglemoss reviews, so you can check that out in my playlist down below. And I do an Eaglemoss ship once or twice a week, or a space station. So definitely give those a check out. And lastly, I have been FC Finch. Thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper. And also never underestimate the power of the Ferengi immune system.